We are going to go ahead and get started here. So thanks for your patience. Just want to make sure that everybody's on the call. So just as a refresher, if you're new to the office, welcome. I'm just going to show you how to quickly log in to Command if you haven't done so already. So just real quick, I'm going to log out. You're going to go to agent.kw.com. And you're going to use that same username that you received on your welcome email from Megan, and your password, and just hit sign in. This will be the same as your mykw.com email and password as well. So, all right, we're logged in here. We're going to talk about email marketing today. So we're just going to start off basic. We're going to show you a few different ways to utilize the designs portion of the email. So it's a two-step process for email marketing. You're going to design the email, and then you're going to actually go to campaigns and send the email. So we're going to show you designs first. We're going to show you some options available to you that don't require any content from your end. If the content's already there, we're going to show you an option for a listing post or a listing email. So if you have a new listing, we'll show you how to utilize that. And then also, we're going to show you, if you've been using MailChimp, how to take your MailChimp template and import it into Command and use that template. So if you have a design that you really like that you've created in another platform, you can import it here, and it can be editable for future use. So that will be our first step here. And then next step will be going to campaigns and actually sending that email. So when we're in campaigns, we're going to be picking a list. If we're going to be targeting buyers, and we're going to choose a subject line. We're going to be able to schedule that email or send it immediately. We're going to be able to see some metrics as far as how many people opened it, any unsubscribes, and things like that. So we'll go ahead and get started.
All right, so Zach's going to start sharing the screen. And as he said, there's two steps, right? Step one is it's got to be in your little design center. And step two, you open up your email campaign. And the designs are very easy. There's some, like you said, that are generic and some that you can make yourself. But the key is to have some designs that are masters, that you use the same style every time, and all you do is change out some information. So first, we're going to kick it off and go to the design center. Over on the left-hand side, we've got our little paintbrush. See that? That's your design center.
All right, I'm going to hit that paintbrush. And one thing you're going to see here, some people get a little confused, is that you may see maybe one or two designs on the homepage once you click designs. You may see a lot depending on how often you're utilizing the system. This home screen is only going to show you the designs that you've already created. So these aren't the only options available to you. So if you want to create a new design, what you're going to need to do is you're going to go to the bottom right, and there's a greenish blue plus button here. So this is how you're going to create any new design, whether it be a social media post, an email, a print flyer. So any sort of design, you're just going to hit that plus button. So don't get confused with this home screen. But if you, like Veronica was saying, if you have one design that you like and you're going to use that as a master over and over again, then you can go to this home screen and say, oh, I like this. I'm going to reuse this newsletter A, and just make a copy and use that same design, so you don't have to build another design. But if we're going from the beginning, like today, we're going to go to the bottom right, hit that plus button, and you're going to see a few different options here. So you can do email, social media, print. So we're going to choose email today. And there's a little checkbox here, import photos and text from a listing. Just leave that blank. You'll be able to do that later if you'd like. We're going to hit next. And this is going to be your full design library right now. So from the last time that we taught this class, if you were on this class in the last month or two, there's a lot of new templates out there for you. So definitely check those out. I'm just going to scroll through a few and point out a few new templates that they have. So they have a lot of new newsletter style templates, which basically they have an image, a few different images and then text underneath where you could do like kind of like an article of what's going on in Los Angeles, maybe things to do this weekend. So those modern newsletter templates might be good for something that once a month you want to send out, kind of like a little fun newsletter. It may not have to be all about real estate, but just, sharing some things that you think would be fun for your clients to do. So maybe utilize those.
And for those of you who don't have any listings, as Zach says, there's a lot of stuff here. Generic, ready to buy, ready to refinance, mortgage modifications. There's all protect your credit, keeping a healthy home. This is just generic stuff. So that if you don't have a listing to talk about, no problem. There's lots of stuff you can do here.
Exactly. Yeah. So these are some of the brand new templates as well that came out last week. So there's one for taxes. There's one for refinancing, protecting your credit. All of these already have the text in there for you. So you don't have to type anything in. You could literally just hit this, which we'll do in a moment, and I'll show you what it looks like. But if I just want to show you real quick before we hit next, is you need to load more. So there's 72 templates here. Originally there was about 10, so we're really getting a lot more. One of the other ones I wanted to point out here was luxury. So there's a lot of luxury templates that if you have a nice, high-end listing, you may want to use one of these templates. They're really nice looking, really sleek.
Good one for buyers.
Buy versus rent. So this would be great for buyers. A one-off email for buyers. And you keep loading more, you'll see there's a lot of different templates here. There's a lot of holiday templates. So anytime there's a holiday, typically there'll be an email for that as well that has all that text in there that you don't have to think about. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose tax day. So this could be a good email just to go to your entire database. So I click on tax day, and this is great because it's already got a nice picture for me here, and you'll see all the text is in there for you. If you wanted to go in and change the text, you could just click once on that box, hit the little pencil tool, and it would pop up on the right hand side for you to change some of the text. If you just want to send it as is, then you may be wondering why you're getting all this kind of weird looking information here and it's not showing your picture. Well, when you preview it here, you'll be able to see that your picture and your logo and all that good stuff are going to be inputted in there. It just doesn't show during the design process. So that's a quick view of what it'll look like. And you can go and click over here. This is on an iPad, what it would look like, or on a phone. It would just show you the different platforms that people are viewing it on and what it would look like on their end. So this is basically requires no work other than just clicking a button and just hitting save and exit. I can also quickly, just wanted to show you where I went to the preview here. I can send a test email to myself and I can download the template. I wouldn't worry too much about the downloading template, but definitely sending a test email to yourself is always a good idea, just to make sure that everything's looking good. Do you have something to add, Veronica?
So Zach, if I save here, will it save down into my personal designs?
Yes, it will.
All right.
It will. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to maybe just rename it. Zach.
Tips on taxes or something.
Tips on taxes. So we're going to save it as that. And I'm just going to hit save and exit.
Okay, as soon as he does this now, it's going into his personal library, okay? So remember, we were in the main library, so you always go to the main library first to grab something, regardless of whether you're going to edit it or not. You have to bring it down into your designs, okay, everybody? That's step one. And for those of you who used to use eEdge, it's the same thing. You get it from the main library, and then you bring it down to your own library. Very important.
So now on the home screen in your designs, you're going to see this design that you've created here. So I want to show you a few more options that require a little more work on your end, but enable you to customize things more to your brand and to a specific topic. So that was something that maybe could go out to everyone in the database. So before we go out to send these emails out, I'm going to show you.
Let's go and do another one then, huh?
Let's do another one. Yep. So again, the bottom right area, it may be covered up by your Zoom icon. Sometimes that happens. So if you're not seeing this blue plus button, just move your Zoom screen. So again, I'm going to hit email. I'm going to hit next.
So I'm in the big library now, guys. We're back in the big library.
Mm-hmm. So let's do a just listed
All right,
email.
let's do that.
So I want to use one of these new luxury templates here. So let's just do just listed marketing black. I'm going to hit next. And you'll see it's got some really cool, it's got a really nice luxury look to it. I'm just going to show you the preview here with my information. So it looks really sleek the way they've done this. So we're going to stay in the preview for a moment here. So just pointing out some of the things that you would, of course, want to change are the pictures. You definitely want to change the bedroom, bathrooms count, the details, make a few bullet points about the property. What I wouldn't suggest doing is editing the template too much. So find a template that you like that doesn't require too much editing, because sometimes when you start pulling in these, adding more images, more text, if you put it in the wrong area, like this green line on the bottom is going all the way across my screen, that's going to kind of change the margins of this email a little bit, and it's going to show up looking a little weird. So unless you're you practice this a few times, you need to be really careful on where you're adding and removing content. Yes, you can use the listing block. One good thing about the listing block is you can just pop that in and hit the little edit button, and you can go select your listing. So the KWLS, the KW listing system, is connected to command. So if your listing's on the MLS, what you can do is you can just search right from command for the property. So 3234 Dos Palos. See if this comes up. So I'm going to select that listing here. And it's going to want me to pick one main photo. And I'm just going to hit select here. Now you'll see if I scroll down on the right hand side here, all that information for the property is just populated in here. So you don't have to type in the address, the beds, baths. You can link this to a landing page, which we'll talk about next week, or you could link it to your email address, or excuse me, your website. So if I hit done, you'll see it just pops in a little cute picture of the listing here. So one downfall to this is that this picture is a little small. So I typically like to just utilize the template that has a bigger picture on it. So maybe if you were doing a newsletter or something, you wanted to feature multiple listings, this would be a great block for you. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and just hit delete. And what I want to do is I just want to change out a few pictures here. So let me go ahead, and to edit anything, you just click once. You can hit the pencil tool, or you can just double click and it'll pop up this box on the right hand side. So all I want to do is just hit replace. And you can find the listing images by just doing that same thing in the KWLS. I'm going to type in that address. You don't even have to go away from command to find your pictures, which is really nice. I'm going to hit my listing here. I'm just going to grab that first picture. Maybe I'll grab this one this time. You'll see it pop in. alt text. What alt text means is that if let's say on Outlook, some people choose not to display images. So the alt text would be what would go in place of that image. So maybe I would just type in the address there. So if they don't have, the image doesn't upload for some reason, that's what's going to display as the alt text. So maybe I'll put in the address there. I could link it to the landing page. I'm just going to select a random landing page here, which I've made for this property before, which we'll show you next week. Width and height, don't mess around with this too much. This is just going to change the layout a little bit. They've created these templates to look sleek and clean for you, so changing the width and the height, I suggest not to do that. And same thing with the border radius and position. So just leave all that like it is. I'm going to hit done, and you'll see pictures popped in there. So maybe I want to change the text. I'm just going to hit edit. This one, if you're just going to have to type in that address here. Okay, I'm going to hit. You always have to hit done in order for it to be placed in there. There's my address in there. Now maybe I'm going to leave this as is, but of course you would put a snippet of your property description there. So maybe we'll change this to beautiful in Hollywood Hills. And again, I would type in my bedrooms and bathrooms. And you can find this. So these sections that just have the text box, you're not going to be able to automatically put this information in. But you can just find this on the MLS, or if it's your property, I'm sure pretty familiar with the price and the easy details like this. So it shouldn't take you too long. Just say it's 1,500 or 1.5 million. All right, so it's looking pretty good. So we got this top part done. Now, again, I'm going to change out these two pictures again. Just click in it once, hit the pencil tool. I'm going to hit replace. I'm going to type in the address again here.
While Zach's pulling those two pictures, guys, realize if it's your own listing, you will have those images already on your desktop, so you could just drag them out of your desktop as well. You don't have to look up the listing, but if you don't have the information and you're promoting someone else's listing, you'll just look it up in the little tool here and grab the photos. But if the photos are on your desktop, that's also just fine.
Yeah, exactly. So that would just be this little add images tab. Or if maybe you just wanted to put your headshot in there, then your headshot's going to be saved in My Images, or any images that you previously uploaded will be in My Images.
You could have easily just gone into Dos Palos, just like that, save down 3 pictures on your desktop and grab them from your desktop, okay? Just make sure you know you can do that. So he's swapped out those 2 lovely photos, and as you can see, the next 2 blocks, he can edit these as well. Which is very easy to do, and then just keep hitting done. Every time you edit a little block, just keep hitting done.
Mm-hmm. So I'll leave these bullets as is, but you would just maybe go through property description and highlight a few key points here. So this changed the text a little bit. So if you wanted to change the fonts, you can do that here, and the size. But again, I wouldn't do too much with that. Maybe I'll just do that for now. All right, so this is looking pretty good. So took us a few minutes, but what you're going to do is once you have a template that you like Veronica said, you're going to just reuse that template, or maybe make a slight modification, or maybe there's a black version of the template and there's a pewter version, so maybe you use the pewter version next time. but this will give you, a consistent looking email for your brand.
So how do I save this with a name, Zach?
So
Now that
just
I
on
like it.
top left here, so I'm going to just say email just listed email template
Perfect.
master.
See how he's calling that a master? Once you create one you like, I don't care what address it's for, save it as a master. So then all you have to do is just copy it, change out the photos and the text, and now you would, the next time you would call it just email just listed 1429 Hatteras. So the next time you use it, you'll name it by the address. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First time you do it, you make it nice the way you want it, you call it a master. So then you always go grab that master in your little design world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's save this down.
So I just want to preview it real quick.
Make sure it looks right.
So I think it's looking really nice.
Very pretty.
So I'm just going to hit exit, and I'm just going to hit save and exit. Once I've just make sure we're saving it, I'm going to hit save and exit.
So now we have a lovely little master here
Mm-hmm.
for a just listed luxury, right?
Mm-hmm. So some of you may be thinking, well, what if I want to customize this email, with the colors of my brand, and I really want to add in a few, fancier things that I've done in MailChimp or a platform like that. Then I want to show you a way that you can actually, if you're familiar with MailChimp and you've used MailChimp before, you have a template there. You can actually go and download the HTML, and you can actually just import it into Command, and it's going to make it an editable template for you to use directly in Command in the future. So this might be something that if you're really wanting, you have a solid brand with colors, and you're using, you have a certain look that you're trying to go for, this is going to be probably one of your better options here.
So should we go over to MailChimp, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're jumping over to MailChimp for those of you that like MailChimp and use it. And we're going to show you how to take out one of your beautiful emails out of MailChimp.
All right, so my account has a few issues right now, but I can still do what I need to do to show you here. I'm going to go, once I'm logged into my MailChimp, there's campaigns in MailChimp as well. It's a little bit different from campaigns in Command, but we're going to go to this little campaigns tool here. And there's two types of campaigns. So there are campaigns, which are actually emails that you are sending out, and there's also email templates. So a lot of times they'll design their email in a campaign, and it won't actually be saved as an email template. So you may need to go in and save it as an email template, because the only way you're going to be able to download the HTML is if it's saved as an email template. So let me just show you. Okay, this is one template. If it's not saved as a template, I just want to show you how real quick. So I'm just going to replicate a campaign in order to edit it and save it as a template. So I'm going to click, I replicated it here. I'm going to click Edit Design. There we go. All right, so here it says template. We can just save this design as a template. This is only if it's not saved as a template already. So that's all you do to get it to your email template. So I'm still going to be in the campaign section here. And now if I go to email templates, you'll see all your templates here ready to download as HTML. So just right next to this template I'm going to show you right here, the little drop-down menu, it says export as HTML. So I'm just going to click that. Export that. Yeah, and then you'll see on the bottom left, it's downloaded to my downloads. So I can just go in my downloads here, and maybe I'll just copy and paste it to my desktop. So you can find it easily here.
So we're gonna hop back to command now while he's doing that. Again, those of you who use MailChimp, this is a really great way to go grab a beautiful template that you've created for yourself in MailChimp, export to HTML, and save it on your desktop. Now we can bring it in.
So, gonna get back to my designs.
Paintbrush.
I'm just gonna go back to this plus button one more time. Choose email. And then now at the top, right next to create a new template, you're gonna see it says import HTML. So I'm gonna click that, and there's two tabs here. So one says paste code, which you could do, but it's not as easy. I would just go to the next tab here and just go import file. So I could either drag it from my downloads on the bottom, or I could just hit browse files, go to my desktop, and then find it here. So you'll see it's uploaded here. I'm just gonna hit import. Now, there's some merge tags. So merge tags are like things that'll automatically be inputted. So let's say you had something on the MailChimp template that said dear first name, then you may want to assign that first name to one of these tags here. But this one, so contact first name, let's just say. So this is just archive, update profile, and unsubscribe. I'm just going to go ahead and just not worry about this. I'm just going to hit agent first name for all of these. But if there was a certain merge tag that you wanted to keep, then I would find that under the list there. Now if I hit continue, you're going to see that my MailChimp template is directly imported into Command.
See how pretty that is?
So it does it almost perfectly. One thing, every once in a while, if you have a darker background, the text might not show up exact. So you may need to go in here and just highlight everything, and you could go to your little colors and just change the text to black there, or excuse me, white. Find that white text and hit done.
There you go.
Now it's looking good. I would do the same thing for this. Change my text color. So a tiny bit of work, and now you have a really nice looking MailChimp template here.
So for all of you that are MailChimp fans, this is now the power of being able to bring it in very simply by going to your template in MailChimp and copying it down, export to HTML, and then bring it in here. All right, so instead of create new template, you're going to put import HTML. Let's go back to that step after you save this so you can remind them.
And just one thing that those merge tags that I was talking about earlier, it was for the unsubscribe and the update. It's going to put an unsubscribe button on there anyways, so I would just remove this part. Anything that's merging that I don't want it to necessarily merge to. So yeah, but one great thing about this is now that you've imported it one time, you're actually going to be able to edit all the text here. So you don't even need MailChimp anymore, pretty much. You're just going to be able to edit it just as we did for the just listed emails as well. So this is my favorite part about this this platform, is that a lot of the HTML imports that you could do into other databases, it won't let you edit it, but this one does. So really excited about this feature.
So we're going to name this newsletter. Okay.
Newsletter. So I'll name that, and I'm going to hit save and exit.
All right.
And now you'll see that newsletter here.
So now we have this beautiful MailChimp designed newsletter in our library. Okay, so for those of you who have been big MailChimp fans because you like how pretty the graphics are and the layout, you can now create it in MailChimp and bring it into here. We just wanted to make sure you guys knew that that option is available because it's a new option and we're really excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So should we go one more time into MailChimp and just quickly show you? Okay, so I'm back in MailChimp. Just one quick recap here. This is what you'll see when you log in. You're going to go 3 down to the left, campaigns. Gonna hit that. Make sure that your design is saved as an email template, not a campaign. So if you need to save it as an email template, just go to your campaigns, replicate it, and save it as a template. So once I click on that email templates, I'm going to find my design that I want and just go to this right drop down arrow here, choose export as HTML. You'll see it download here, and then just back into command, just like you'd go and design a new email. Gonna hit that plus button, click email, hit next, and then you'll see this import HTML option here. So again, from here, click this next tab over, import file, drag it in, and hit import. And then these tags, just ignore these for now, and then you can delete the at the bottom of your email.
Great. We should probably stop for one moment and ask if there's any questions. If there's a question about what we've discussed so far in designs, please unmute yourself, because we're going to move on to sending the email.
I have a question, Zach. So, because
Yes.
when I did the import, because I do it as you're doing it, I don't get that box that has all those things to select, you know, like the adding a name and all that.
That just means that you don't have any merge tags in the email that's
Okay.
trying to be imported. So that's no problem. That's no problem.
Anyone
I have a
else?
question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you export more than one person, one contact? Because the way that you show it, it's only one person. Can you do few contacts at once, or it have to go one by one?
Well, we're not in the contacts yet. We haven't even gotten to that part, right? All we're doing right now, we haven't gotten to where we're going to send it and choose contacts. You can choose as many as you want. All we did here was create our design and put it in our library, right?
Okay.
We haven't even gotten to contacts yet. We're going to do that next. All we wanted to make sure that everybody knew is the paintbrush is the first step, right? You got to go into your design library and pick one you already created, or grab one and edit it and save it and name it. So when we now then go to email everybody, we know what we named it, so we can grab it. Everybody clear about that? So we've only been in the paintbrush so far. And the more organized you guys get, the easier it's going to be. It'll take you 5 to 10 minutes to change out a template, right? If you have a just listed luxury or just listed normal, you have a template and you've named it as a master, you go in and you replicate it, and then you give it a new name with the property address, and now you save it. So we really want you guys to get that concept of the paintbrush, putting things into your design that you're going to use. Some of them are already pre-made, like Zach showed you, text is already there, you don't have to even change anything. And some of them you're going to go in and change the text, right, if it's property specific. So now that we know how to actually save a template in My Designs, now we're going to send the email out, okay?
All right.
Here we
Awesome.
go.
Quick question. Could I ask before we jump next?
Yes.
Hi, guys. Thank you for this. The design template that I chose earlier when I was following your lead, in the bottom section of it, Zach, had download my app as a call to action, like a button that you could press. Could that be edited in case I'm not really using an app and what have you?
Well, that
It was
app is, you
one
already
thing.
have that app, Carissa. That app is the My Neighborhoods, right? For those of you who aren't utilizing My Neighborhoods, there's a wonderful My Neighborhoods section for every contact you have. And I think you can remember.
Oh, is that what it's going to?
Yes,
It's going
My
to
Neighborhoods. It's going to
Okay.
My Neighborhoods. And you like that because they're able to schedule a showing right online. We're going to do that the week after next.
Mhm.
They're able to do a lot of stuff. Favorite things, right? Get in contact with you directly. So I wouldn't remove it, but if you wish, you can.
Yeah, I wouldn't,
So,
but if you
even
wanted
if we
to,
haven't set that client up on it, so if I send this out, the flyer out, and it has download my app and they've never seen that page, that's fine?
yeah.
Yeah,
So it'll
they
just
can
send
do
them
it.
a link to download the app, and they can do whatever search they want on
Right,
that
they
app.
could add the neighborhoods themselves, or if you added neighborhoods for them already, and they download the app, then they can just add neighborhoods. But yes, just like in Zillow, you can add neighborhoods yourself after you download the app.
Okay, so they can start fresh if that's the first time they're getting the link. Got it.
That is correct.
Thanks.
Yeah, and just if you did want to, let's say you wanted to bring them to your website instead, you
Right.
could just delete that button, and then this is why sometimes it's tricky to get the button to go where you want it to go. Especially,
I have a question. I'm new. This is my first Zoom meeting with you guys. Nice to meet everyone in Val.
nice to meet you.
Hi. How do I'm sorry, I wasn't even able to log into the agent website. I just literally received some emails from Whitney in regards to my marketing, but I don't know how to log into that site.
Okay, you need to be onboarded with Whitney. So make sure you get your one-on-one training with Whitney. Every one of you who has not been onboarded yet, you make sure you call Whitney at the front desk and make sure you get onboarded so you can get in there and get your system going.
Okay.
And then
Thank
you can
you.
come back and listen to this class, okay?
I'm pretty computer savvy. I think I got a lot of the information you gave us. I just need to log in to play with it a little.
Yes, and you need to put some
Yeah.
contacts in there, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. So we can resend you your usernames and passwords if you can't find it, and then
Thank you.
Excuse me. I have a question. Hey,
Yes.
hey, Zach. Are you guys recording this? Because I think I missed 10 minutes first submitting.
yes, we are,
All right. Thank you.
of course.
Hi, Zach. I have a quick question.
Hi.
Hi. So right kind of like under where it says, the app section, it has my name on there, but then when I go to preview it, there's no image above it. It just kind of has the, sorry, let me click on it. Let me see. It just has the Market Center team logo, but instead of an image, it just says the words. Would I be able to get rid of that?
So that's one bug that's happening right now that they're still working on, is that if you don't have a team logo in your, let's say, so team logo is basically your personal logo. So if you had Jamie Gutierrez Homes, if you had that logo in there, then that would display. But if you don't have anything in there, it's going to have a placeholder box right now, and that's something that they're working out.
Okay.
So that's unable to be removed right now.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, of course. All right, everybody, we're going to get this last 20 minutes here. We'll show you how to actually send this email out. So thanks for all your questions, and we'll open up again at the end just for a sec. But let's go back to, I'm just going to hit exit here.
Go to the beginning of command. We're going to go back to the home page of command, okay? Show you how to actually send an email out.
All right, perfect. So now we'll see our newsletter, just listed email template, and there are tips for taxes here. So now we want to actually send it. So just 2 tabs up from this paintbrush, it's going to be campaigns and command. So it's going to be a little microphone here.
So when you send the email out, it's under the microphone, the megaphone, okay? Whether you're doing a social media post, whatever it is you're sending out, you go to that microphone or that megaphone. All right, so that's where he clicked. Now we're ready to send out an email. One thing about the language in command is it's similar to MailChimp. It's called a campaign. See where it says create campaign up the upper right, that teal box? A campaign doesn't mean necessarily an automated campaign. We're going to talk about that next week with Smart Plans, where we have automated emails to go out to your clients. Campaign just means email blast. That's all it means. So just think of it as email blast or social media post. So when you go to create a new campaign, you're just creating a new blast.
So this campaign's home screen looks a little different. You're going to see some metrics here. Don't get too confused about this screen. Instead of the plus button being on the bottom, you're just going to have it on the top here where it says create a new campaign. So I'm just going to hit that create a new campaign. And today we want to focus on emails. So just hit email. So
Right here, people get really confused with this section. The campaign name is what you want to call it. The client is not going to see what this campaign name is, right? So you could say buyer email February 18th. Who are you sending it to and what is it, right? Or just listed email. No one's going to see what you put here. This is for you to remember what that email was about. Okay, the second thing that people get confused on is all these little boxes. Advertise listing, attract listing. A lot of these don't matter for the email campaign. They matter for social media. But it's really important that you don't get too caught up in the boxes, right, Zach?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm just going to name this the same thing as I named the design. So Zach tips for taxes.
And again, you should probably put the date you sent it out, but
yeah,
not mandatory, just so you can remember. Because when you go back to look at analytics, you can look at emails that did really well, and then you can go back and replicate.
exactly. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to name it here. My goal, like she said.
Quickly?
Yes.
So I went into the microphone and I'm on a laptop, but it says that when I click the microphone, it says this feature is not available in mobile.
Yeah, we really
are you
don't.
on Safari?
Yes.
You have to be on Chrome.
You use
Use
Google
Command.
Chrome. If Google Chrome is going to be the best browser to work for
Okay.
this platform. Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who are Mac users, Safari does not work with the majority of apps out there that are in this type of CRM environment. So make sure you're always using Google Chrome.
Okay. Thank you.
So for this goal, I'm just going to choose other. But so these goals, you're just going to be able to organize it on your end. So they're not going to see what kind of goal this is, the client. So where do I want to run my campaign? Just going to keep it at command email for pretty much everything you do. So just don't change that at all. I'm going to hit set up campaign. And that's going to bring me into the actual email where they are going to see your subject line that you're going to put in here. This is what the client's going to see. So select and count. So it's automatically going to be your Keller Williams email here. I'm going to click send to, and you'll see that I've saved down a few lists here. These are previous emails that I've sent out that I've created lists for. But what we're going to do is every single time you do an email, you want to create a new list, because anytime that let's say you're going to send this to your entire database and you've added 10 people since your last email that went out, you want those extra 10 people to get this email as well. So right now it doesn't automatically update the lists for you. So you want to make sure that you're creating a new list every time that you're sending an email out.
Now, on the subject of lists, think of lists as tags. And Zach, what are you going to send to on this particular one? Who are you going to send it to? Which group?
I was going to send to the entire database, but I can just focus on buyers.
All right, we're going to send it to our buyers. Yes, you can send it to all your tags, especially if it's Happy Thanksgiving or if it's Hello Spring or Set Your Clocks Back. You can send it to all of your tags. But when we talk about create list, we are talking about filtering which tags are going to get this, all right? Which tags are going to get this, all right? So let's do it. So we're going to send to buyers, okay? All right, the minute you hit create list, you see over on the right-hand side, and we'll call it what, buyers?
Or maybe it's just do farm.
Okay, do farm. We're gonna do farm. Okay, great. All right, over on the right, you see the little tags box, super important. See that? You're gonna click that. And let's find our farm people. All right, your Valley Village farm, okay? All right, now it's going to pull up those people. Is there a big group in here or small?
It's about 200.
Yeah. Wait for it here. Sorry about this. Just a second. There they are. Okay, so when we hit select all, you all can see now that there's 100 people in this tag. All right, and this could have been buyers, this could have been sellers, this could have been past clients, this could have been SOI, it could have been any of your tags, your church group, whatever your tag is that you want to send this to. You would select the tag, and then all those people in that tag would load up.
one thing before we select all is that this actually has more than 100 contacts. So I'm gonna just deselect all. What you're gonna need to do if there are more than 100 contacts in your specific tag that you're trying to target, you're gonna need to scroll down to the bottom and hit load more. So let's say you had 500 contacts in your farm, you're gonna have to hit load more four times to make sure that all of those 500 people are on there.
Now that's something we think that they're going to correct. Just like, remember when those of you started using command, you could only look at 10 people at a time on the home page. Now we can see 500 people at a time. It's a programming issue. It will come out in one of the releases, I'm sure, where you will be able to select them all in one shot, but it's more of a loading issue. So if there is more than 100, keep hitting load more, load more, load more until you've got them all loaded.
For sure. So now I have 119 contacts selected. I'm gonna name it farm, and I'm just gonna hit confirm here. And now you'll see it automatically just assigns that new list that you've created. So you can edit this section here. So if you wanted to change the who it's coming from, or your email, or your reply to email address, you're going to choose command email in the settings. If I just clicked on edit here, and it brings me to the settings, and I scroll down, you can manage the name that it's coming from. So if you wanted to say Pomer Properties and have the reply to email go to zach@zachpomer.com, then I could change those settings here.
I don't highly recommend doing that, only because branding comes from the same person all the time. So if you do want to send it from a different person, different one of your emails, absolutely. I just don't know that that's something you might want to do all the time. It's going to default with whatever email address that you've put in to command profile for your business. If you want to change that, just see Whitney and she'll change it for you. It's very easy to do in the settings. If you don't like the email that you're currently set up with, you can set up another one. That's just a thought.
Yeah, I agree. So, all right. So we've chosen our list. We've shown you how to change that if you like. Subject line. Now, maybe just say get ready. Are you ready for tax day?
Yeah. Make sure your subject line is super catchy, right? Super catchy. Subject lines in marketing are really important, right? If it's just listed, don't just put just listed. Put beautiful new home in Highland Park. Only $6.99. Something in the subject line that's going to capture someone's attention, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Subject line is going to be that first driver for them to actually click on it. So definitely get creative on that. And then the last section here, before we get to send this email out, is we're going to select our design. So there was a little button there that says select design, and I'm just going to choose my tips on taxes.
So see, we went into the area that was the paintbrush, right? We went in and we just picked one of the ones we've saved. All right.
And it's going to bring up the designs again to where you could be able to edit it. But typically you've already designed it. You're not going to need to edit anything. So you're just going to hit save and exit again. And that'll load up your design here. You're going to be able to see the preview on the right-hand side.
You always pick up something, but this is pretty much what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
And sorry about that. So yeah, you're going to see the template here on the right-hand side. You're going to be able to hit actions, preview that email, and send a test email from here as well. So a few ways to preview this email. So when you're ready to go, all you need to do is at the top right here, you're just going to hit send.
You can also schedule it, which is a really great tool, right? Now, remember the scheduling feature has one little flaw. Let's say we want to schedule, if it was last week, we wanted to schedule a Happy Valentine's. You could have queued this up to schedule on February 14th. The problem is the new people you put in during the week doesn't look like it's updating yet. So the schedule feature is fabulous. It's just that probably more than a week out, 2 weeks out would not be advantageous until they fix that problem where they're sweeping in. We created that list and we created that search, and it only captured the people at that moment we created it, okay? So scheduling is fine. I'll show you what that looks like. When you click on the schedule tab, you can see you can schedule it for any day you want for it to go out, which is very convenient, okay? And then you apply it and it'll be scheduled. Right, so, and then we hit the word schedule, which we won't do, and it will schedule it for Sunday to go out, or Friday. A few days from now is no problem. It's just that if you go out way far, then you're gonna miss the new people that you've added into the farm database, okay?
Yeah.
Very exciting. So the minute we hit send, all those people are gonna get that gorgeous email right now. We're gonna repeat the step again with the luxury one before we go back to analytics, okay? So Zach, let's go ahead and do another one from the top. We're gonna go back and send a brand new email. Let's do that pretty luxury one that you did.
Perfect.
You created that just this. So back to megaphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
For
I'm
campaign.
gonna go over this one a little bit quicker, but just to give you a refresher.
Preview.
What's my name? Zach, or just listed 3234 Dos Palace.
Great. Can we do buyers this time, Zach?
Yep.
All right.
So this one, I'm gonna just hit advertise listing so that I know on my end what my goal for this campaign is, and I'm gonna keep it at command email. Set up the campaign. Now let me create the list again.
This time we only want buyers to get this.
So I'm just gonna name the list buyers. Maybe put the date here
Yeah.
too,
Definitely put the date on the list name.
because you're gonna have a lot of buyer lists if you keep doing this over and over.
Hit the tag. Let's look for buyers. All right. They're loading up.
All right, so I got my buyers here. I'm gonna select all since I only have 7 here in my database, and I'm gonna just hit confirm.
Okay, so now we've chosen all the buyers in your database.
If you need to edit the list in the future, maybe you have one seller that's a buyer as well. Maybe you want to add them. You just hit edit, and you can just type in their name.
So if you want to just put a few add-ins in, you can do that.
So I'm just gonna hit confirm.
A la carte people, you can just throw them in individually.
Mhm.
Or if you want more than one tag, you just, add more tags.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So
Subject line.
subject line, just say just listed stunning Hollywood Hills with views.
All right. Then we go to our little content. Let's go find that one we built, that really pretty just list that we just did.
So click that,
Loads up.
save and exit, because we already designed that whole email before. You'll see the preview on the right here. And again,
Oh, always do the test email. Right?
yeah, send the test.
Always send that test email first, right, guys? Make sure you get it. It looks nice.
And then you'd either schedule or send from
Or
there.
send immediately. Pretty simple, huh?
Mm-hmm. So once you send, we just want to show you real quick before we go the analytics of it. So I'm going to just log into somebody else's account that I just helped out recently.
Okay. Click in your campaigns. And what we love about this, guys, is it tells you your analytics.
All right. So from here, we were just going to create a new campaign. Just actually send the email out. But once the email goes out, you're going to see some tabs up here on the very top. One says email next to paid ads. So I'm going to click emails. This is going to show you all the emails that have gone out. And it'll show you how many people got the email, how many people viewed it, how many people clicked on a link such as download my app or something like that, and any bounces or unsubscribes that you're getting from these emails. So you'll also see command email gives you 5,000 free emails a month. So it'll tell you how many emails you have left for the month. So this is February newsletter that we sent. It's got 52 views, 1 click, 77 bounces. So a lot of times if people are looking up email addresses for a farm area, a lot of those might not be correct. So that's why you see a higher bounce ratio there. But for full details, you can just hit these three dots on the right. Actually, oops, how did I get to there? Oh, preview campaign. Yeah, I hit preview campaign, and then you'll see, just opens up a little spreadsheet with your unsubscribes, emails sent, that type of thing. So this just gives you some good analytics here of what's going on with these emails, and then you can duplicate the campaign from here as well. So let's say you wanted to send the exact same thing in the next month to another group, then you could duplicate that campaign here. And those.
Guys, can I just ask a quick question about how did you schedule it again?
Okay, right before send, when you're in the campaign itself, go ahead and just duplicate. When you did save and exit,
yes,
after you loaded your campaign, after you pulled your design up, there is a schedule button right next to send.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Of course.
So the analytics is going to get better and better. We'll have a lot more details on it. And there is a tag that I think Command is using to grab the unsubscribes.
Mm-hmm.
And so if people have unsubscribes, it actually throws them into a tag in there. So make sure your tags are clean. For those of you who don't have tags, you need to sit with Whitney and get your tags set up. Buyers, sellers, SOI, sphere of influence, past clients, right? Those are minimum, those 4 tags. And then you can add farm tags and other type of tags. Just don't do too many tags. If you have investors, that's fine. But buyers, sellers, SOI, and past clients, at minimum, you should be having those 4 tags, okay? SOI is family and friends, right? Who don't have a real estate need yet. So don't be an invisible realtor. Show people what you do. Send things out to your SOI, and you'll start to get business from them. And Zach mentioned something about a button that you can put at the bottom of your emails, right? That has the Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I think it has Instagram, Facebook on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was when you designed MailChimp.
Yeah.
So one quick question we had is, somebody said, why do you need the MailChimp when you can have it in Command? So you don't have to do the MailChimp option, but if you want to get fancy and have specific brand colors or just do a little bit extra, then you may want to use the MailChimp option. But for most of you, I would just stick with the Command, find a template you like, and just utilize that.
For those of you who are techier and you like your MailChimp style better, that's the only reason to bring in a template from MailChimp. Not to send the email, just to bring the style of the newsletter or the email in. For those of you who have never used MailChimp, then don't bother. Do it right out of designs in Command. The goal is for you to send things out for it to be consistent. That's the key. That's the key.
All right. Can you export more than one person?
Agit, you asked if you can export more than one person. You saw us pull up 100.
Yeah, this one I got it. But I have another question. What about publishing in Facebook or Instagram through the Command?
We're going to do that. That's coming up. Is that next week or the week after?
That's going to be first week of March.
First week of March. Yeah, we're doing that class in March, how to post in social media and get leads from it. Both free posts and paid posts, right? So I hope all of you have enjoyed this. This is really important. This is very powerful and it is very easy. So get into the paintbrush, start saving yourself down some templates. Don't worry about holidays because they're already pre-built. Generic is already pre-built. You're going to want to build a just listed, a just sold, a newly leased type of template for yourself. But they're already there and they're so simple to do. You can literally do them on the fly if you wanted to. Take you about 10 to 15 minutes to design your template, save it down, then open up your campaign and send out your email blast. For those of you who have worked with me in coaching, you know that you always allocate at least an hour once a week to send out a blast, right? 1 week you'll do your sellers, and 1 week you'll do buyers, and 1 week you'll do SOI, and 1 week you'll do past clients. So you can mix it up and make sure that you're not spamming anyone. It's really important that you get on a marketing schedule for digital marketing. and you will get a lot of opportunities. We're going to be spending some really good time teaching you guys the neighborhood pages, how things come in. Join us next week. We're going to really teach landing pages so you understand the power of sending out a live website to someone that has some information and content, because this is the power of command. It's not just an email, it's a live website. So we're going to be doing that next Thursday. Build a landing page and send it out.
Looking forward to it. Hope to see you guys
Thank
all
you,
there.
guys.
Until next time.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.